there is always an opportunity to learn from the natural world. The natural world can continue to teach us as long as we are open to it. It can teach us the value of continuing to grow even when there appears to be no cause or reason for doing so. Such as when a tree falls, it continues to grow sideways. Or year after year, when all of the new growth is cut back, it still continues to return. And you can learn from the changing of the seasons that the winter months give us an opportunity for reflection, inward growth. The spring and the summer is the time for sowing, for watering and feeding, and the autumn is the time for harvest. And we don't need to go through these physical seasons in exactly that order in our own creative lives. But there is an opportunity to recognize where you may be in any moment. And perhaps the stuckness that you feel isn't representative of a true block, because in truth creativity can never stop flowing. It may just be that it's flowing in a way that you are currently unable to see or notice. It may be that because there aren't leaves on the tree is sending roots further down. Or that the branches or the bark is growing silently to create greater strength, so that when the next storm or challenge comes, there is more resolve to meet it. It may be that the seeds that you are planting or have planted haven't yet come to fruition in spite of your watering, but that's not an indication to stop. It may be that your harvest or your yield is smaller than you would like, but the fact that you have a yield at all demonstrates to you that the process is working, and that perhaps there is an opportunity and an invitation to refine the process, and maybe next time the yield will be significantly higher. We also have the opportunity to remember, as the seasons change, so does the weather. And every day brings with it a new set of conditions for us to work with. Whether those conditions are the rain or the sun, the snow, the wind, or anything in between. It's simply a reminder that everything is subject to change. And so, as we emerge into the sun, we can give thanks, knowing that the conditions may be such for our works to bear fruit. But when the rain comes, we can also give thanks for knowing that there is contrast, and that all things in time must change, and not to lament the change, but to recognize that when the sun returns, we will see it with fresh eyes, with gratitude. And further still, we cease to become lost in the moments when the weather seems to be perpetual or everlasting, or doesn't carry with it any form or indication of change anytime soon. As it does for many of us on the creative path. It seems at times we must endure the long winter. It seems at times we must go through the periods of creative drought. But But when we have a point of reference that gives us cause and reason to remember that change is inevitable, rather than suffering those moments, we start to endure them. We recognize that they are serving us in ways that we may not be able to immediately understand. And perhaps we begin to undertake different projects or different forms of expression representative of the seasons or the elements that we find ourselves working with in any given moment. And it's not just the natural world we can learn from. We can learn from the world of our own kind, who has largely lost its connection with the natural world. For the many things that humans do, all of us, whether we like it or not, are still governed by the seasons and the elements. Whether we like it or not, we still have to go through moments of apparent creative obstruction, as well as moments of bountiful creation. We have to go through moments of doubt to come out the other side and recognize that the doubt only serves to remind us that all things are subject to change, and that the more we hold on to the doubt and give it meaning and identity and status, the more it shall persist. And sometimes we only learn these things in hindsight. A lesson is a lesson, though. And really, all lessons, if you can call them such things, are just invitations to remember that we are greater than any one thought or belief we can hold of ourselves, of others, of the work we're creating, and the way that we're doing so. That we are greater than the sum of our parts. And at any moment we can turn ourselves towards the same force that gives us life as the force that gives life to the natural world around us. And the natural world around us, rather than becoming this thing that we see as separate or as an obstruction, can start to become our teacher.